Welcome, Bravidius, to Enter the Gungeon. I'm back. Hello, welcomers. I have been working on sorting out some audio issues that I've been having. I did some co-op in the last couple of days. That creates some interesting challenges. I'm using a condenser mic. I should probably be using a dynamic mic. These things you don't know when you start a new project, like, say, a YouTube channel in this case. They're interesting. Now, the condenser mic, from my understanding, made it a bit easier for me to do two players that are sitting next to each other and document what they had to say, which is great. On the other hand, it picks up the room noise an awful lot. And in my case, when I'm recording and playing certain games, my admittedly not top-rate computer sometimes sounds like a small jet engine. And you can imagine how difficult it is to, with a condenser mic, to get rid of that ambient sound. And what happens is, if I go to edit the audio, this is a little bit more insider than maybe you need, but if I go to edit the audio, my voice ends up sounding tinny and just artificial, and I would rather have a more natural sound to the voice. You didn't come here to watch a robot, hopefully. And if there's a little bit of background noise, that's a function of the environment that I'm in. Would I love to be like sitting in a studio somewhere recording with a professional setup and everything? Yes, but the reality of the situation is I am operating on a shoestring budget, and I am fine with that. But it means that the progress is going to be a little bit slower when it comes to teching up than either you or I would prefer. So that's just a little bit of my process and information for you. I will probably timestamp the second floor when I upload this so that you can skip this commentary about the channel situation and also go straight to the second floor if that's what you're inclined to do. So for those of you that want to see more Gungeon, I'm not sure how long I will be able to oblige, because I am considering wrapping this series once I beat the dragon on camera. There are a couple of different checkpoints that mark progress in this game. Beating the dragon is kind of like a soft completion of the game. There's more to unlock. There's even another floor in the Gungeon. To get there, however, you have to beat the game with all four characters after having delivered all four parts of the bullet that can kill the past. I don't know if I'm going to take this series that far. If you want me to stick with it for that long, I will certainly do so. Just be aware my progress may not be as quick as other YouTubers you can find out there playing this same game. I started a bit after most, or at least most of the coverage that I follow, and I've learned a lot from it. But seeing how something should be done and actually being able to execute on that plan, those are two different things. So bear with me as my skill level climbs. I want that key, but more than that, I want the double vision. So I'll just have both. Double vision is great. It gives you a second shot from each of your shots for a reasonably long period of time, and then it recharges, as I will demonstrate here. I think I will go crossbow, top double vision, and see I'm getting 2 shots per shot towards the boss. and if I can keep them relatively well centered on the boss, that's straight up doubling the damage. I will go ahead and blank here. I probably should have saved it for, say, here. I can pop double vision again. Ah, almost, and then got hit twice. That is a situation that happens fairly often. I try to stay out of corners. I try to circle the boss. I try to do all of the things that are wise in a game like this, but sometimes it just doesn't pan out. And yes, it's a skill level thing, but it's also a really challenging game in my opinion. It's no Nuclear Throne for sure, but I also don't play Nuclear Throne on my channel. You don't want to see that. Here we are on the second floor, and I will show you what items that we have acquired on the first floor for those of you that have skipped ahead in the video. We have the T-shirt cannon, the Moonscraper, which is a beam weapon. We have double vision, which allows us to fire 2 copies of each bullet that we shoot for a period of time, and then it has to recharge through damage. Table tech money. By flipping tables, we get money. And if I had realized that was the table tech I picked up on the last floor, I would probably have a few more casings than I do right now. Just take your time with these guys. They are very easy as long as there aren't a bunch of other enemies on the screen also chasing you, and you're willing to take the time to do the damage slowly, because they have quite a few health points. I will go ahead and pop double vision in here. Let me get through this nightmare first, though. Maybe I'll wait till the next room. I think I've got this one pretty well under control. Unless, of course, the second wave ends up being worse than the first. Nah, we've got this. So, one thing with the active items, you do want to pop them as often as possible so they recharge and you get as much value out of them. But I also don't like to rely on my active items, and if I know that I can complete a task without it, I prefer to practice as if I didn't have the item, just for general skill progression. Now there I picked up the key. I probably shouldn't have. I'm hunting these lead maidens, by the way. I probably shouldn't have picked up the key, because if I get to a shop, I can buy one there. Pop in double vision. That way I can take that guy out in one shot that guy, one shot that guy. And that'll be about the end of... I missed him, I think. That'll be about the end of the double vision. Really effective on bosses, especially if you have a high damage dealing item. If you get that with, for example, remote controlled, what is it? The rockets that you control manually, if you get like a backup gun with double vision and the rockets, you can just tear through even the drag gun pretty solidly. Now mind you, I did have a backup gun and the remote controlled rockets, that's what it's called. I had them at the same time on the second round of the dragon fight. I mean the second dragon fight that I ever did. And I was within a tiny sliver of defeating the dragon, which was discouraging, but also proof that it is possible if I am carried by my weapons and equipment. I will say there is a lot of, I'm going to say RNG, random number generation. A couple of problems with that nomenclature. First of all, there is no random number generation. It is always pseudo-random when it comes to computers. That's a minor detail, but something to be considered. And it's nothing that excuses bad play either. Double vision with the Moonscraper is not as effective as I would like it to be, it appears. But I think the ray gun is not designed for this particular purpose. I think it may be a room clearer rather than a boss killer. I'm gonna go ahead and stop that nonsense. I never know when to use my blanks. There's a couple of schools of thought on the subject. You use them aggressively so that you can end the boss fight sooner, or do you use them only when you absolutely know you're about to get hit by something? And this is a nightmare. I don't want to die to the Gorgon. Certainly not after almost flawlessing her. What do I have that can work a little bit better? I don't know that the t-shirt cannon is better, but I'm going to use it nonetheless. Okay, we got through it. It wasn't pretty, but it's done. And that's the second floor. Oh, the compressed air tank. This run is worth keeping for that alone. I will pick up Moonscraper ammo, and I'm just going to use it as a room clearer going forward. I did take a direct path to the boss, as it turns out. Which means we have 2 more chests on this floor, and the potential to get quite a bit of health back if we get lucky. If the dog finds some, or some just drops at the end of a room. I like the dog for that purpose in particular. Now the dog did find something there, but what it found was a few casings, which is, to me, depending on your need level for casings, obviously, but I think casings is a pretty weak dog drop. You ideally want armor or a half heart or a heart. Although I have had runs where I'll get 6 half heart drops and I'll need 1 of them maybe on a given floor, and then the rest are lost when you leave the floor. So it's really, what do I need in this situation, and just hoping that you get that. I've been playing a lot more with the Marine, and I'm finding that extra piece of armor and the 10 shots as opposed to 6 in their clip gives them some advantages over this class. I still like the Hunter the best, but that's probably more of an aesthetic and a just play style reason, and has precious little to do with actual effectiveness. Do I buy a key here, or do I buy a machine pistol? I think the answer right now is no. I think we go ahead and see what the rest of the floor has for us. Okay, that was ugly, and might have gotten us killed, but I want to make sure that I at least show off the compressed air tank. Let's see, what can we get rid of? I like the crossbow, but I feel like it's nearing the end of its usefulness, and the t-shirt cannon, while it has a knockback, doesn't do much in the way of damage. So I'm gonna roll the dice and hope to get something better. That is not the something better I was hoping for. That is a dueling pistol, and there may be uses for it, but I have not discovered one that justifies it. I'm going to do something I almost never do, and that's buy armor. It's essentially a half heart that also has a blank attached to it, but that doubles my effective life. So I think in this situation I pretty much have to take it. Now I could bypass this altogether, but I don't want to. I want to actually get through it and not be... The only reason I was even worried about that, because I've gone through that room many times with no problem. I just didn't want to die foolishly on a room like that. Now, ordinarily, my plan, at least, was to pick up this television and take it to the 5th floor and try to deliver it. However, we did not get any health upgrades in the first 2 floors, and I have an active item that I very much prefer to carrying around a useless television. Now, it does unlock a secret character if you can take the television all the way down to the 5th floor, but I will gladly pass on that opportunity if it increases our chances of actually getting to and potentially surviving the 5th floor. Why am I using the starting pistol here? Well, because they're basic bullets. However, what happens a lot of times is I'll be using the starting pistol in a room like this where I know I can clear it with the starting pistol, and then I will fail to switch back while I'm in the new room to something a little more effective. Alright, time for a little compressed air. Let's actually get to it. Yep, that was a shark. Given the half step, I assume it's a Jaws reference. I'm not sure why it's compressed air, but then again, I never watched Jaws. I really like this gun. I'm going to continue to use it as a room clear. It might be good against bosses as well, I just don't know. And I know that it functions adequately, kind of, against... Does it? Okay, I don't know. It's a gun. That much I know. I've only had it once before, and I was in a situation much like this where I didn't have much health. Again, I'm using the starting pistol, when I should be using the moonscraper. Sometimes I wish I could drop the starting pistol. That's silly, because if you run out of ammo, that's it. Now, those ladies will fill your health completely, which the question now might be, well, why didn't you go there? I'm really hoping that if I take more damage, I can at least... You know what? I should have gone there, because the armor doesn't matter for that, and I'm as low on my health as I will ever be at half a heart. Now that's a half heart. I'll go ahead and pick that up, and then maybe that will retroactively justify my not having taken the health back there. It was just a poor decision. Of course, you want to save healing for to use as late as possible. However, if that late as possible means that you die, then it was the wrong choice not to get healed. Okay, there's my armor gone. But I still have a heart and a half. If I can get another half heart before the boss, I may just try to fight the boss with 2 hearts and then heal in the event that the boss deals damage to me. Kind of banking on failure in that regard, but if it keeps me alive, I consider that a good thing. Ooh, ammo. Don't know what to take it for. Really like to deal with these little bullet things first. I guess it's the moonscraper. Certainly seems to be the most reasonable choice. Pop double vision. make clearing this room just a smidge easier. It's a larger room. I figure there's going to be lots of enemies in here. And there should still be time to recharge double vision before the boss fight. Do I take it again for the... I guess, yeah. Okay, so this is a special place. You need to either have curse levels or 100 shell casings to get in there. It is the equivalent of the black market in Spelunky. There are a variety of shops set up there, and you can buy things from each of the different vendors. I should say it's analogous to, it's not technically an equivalent, but you can buy from each of the vendors that appear in the game. And it's pretty cool, especially if you have, say, 100 casings lying around to be able to pick between heart pieces and the like. Again, I think Moonscraper is the right choice. I'd like to top off the compressed air, but when we're talking about 9 rounds, I'm not sure that's worth it. Should I be using double vision a bit more? Probably. What do we have? Green chest, not yelling at me. Dog's not barking. Alright, mass shotgun. Alright, this one's fun too. Let's get to the store. We'll look in the store, but we're not going to go buying anything until we check the black market, because now we have 100. There's an ammo capacity upgrade. It doesn't increase the ammo you currently have in any of your guns. So I'm not sure that's what we want. But the black market sounds like a great idea. If we can buy even 1 health up, that should allow us to fight the boss before we heal. Okay, so that's a charm. So here's one thing that we can do here. I'll come back. I'll come back. There's several options here, as you can tell. There's a wealth of choices. Now, I can play this. How much is he going to want for it? He wants 18. That's actually really cheap for gun game. But we'll come back. We'll come back. Now, he would sell me this for a heart. Charm Horn, I could buy for 23 and then use it to charm one of the vendors to give me a free item. However, buying the Charm Horn from her would curse me, which would increase jammed enemies that I have. And then stealing from one of the vendors would also curse me. So that would increase even further. I didn't mean to hit space there. Space bar is how you buy in Spelunky. Instead, I popped double vision unintentionally. So I spent a key instead of 23 casings and getting cursed twice. Just to get a heart upgrade. I still have 104 shell casings. I think I'm gonna try to break the targets. If I can break all 4 of them, I'll get a very nice chest for the price of 18 casings, which is a wonderful price. Let's see, I should have probably done that differently. Should hit, okay. And then we should be able, with 3 bounces at least, to hit this one as well. Cool. Now this one's going to be a bit tricky, but we have already assured ourselves what I believe is a gold chest. And that is 4th tier. So we're going to take the shot. I didn't expect to hit it, but if I had, that would have been really cool. Maybe I could have taken a little extra time. Oh, the unicorn horn. Now the unicorn horn curses you. But I'm going to take it anyway. Bug boots, that makes you immune to poison, and you spread poison when you roll, which sounds really good, but doesn't end up being particularly good. Napalm Strike is an active item that will create a line of massive destruction, but because I have double vision, I don't want to have to give up my active item slot for that. This guy only sells things for keys. None of this stuff, except maybe the Charm Horn, so I can steal from shops, appeals to me. The gold amulet, maybe. I don't quite remember. Uranium That will make your blanks poison enemies. The gold one, I believe, does something. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. The huntsman would curse me, but when you reload it, it will block shots. I think I have enough guns here to leave without feeling too bad about not buying anything else. And then I can still buy health if I need to. I'm gonna fire some friendship. I really like this gun. It's a lot of fun. It may not be the... Okay, it's pretty effective. I was gonna say it may not be the most effective gun, but it's a lot of fun to use. But it also appears to be very effective. Now, we don't know what we're facing, but I think we face it without going to get healed. You know what? No. I know, you know, people are going to be like, go fight the boss. You're ready, you have stuff. Great, but if I can get more health, that seems to be a better choice. Moreover, if I can get another chest open because of key drops or something, that might be a good thing too. Any passive items that increase damage or rate of fire or ammo capacity, any of those could be good pickups too. Now that is a gold chest. That means we must immediately proceed to the shop, purchase a key, and open said chest. I don't fail to open gold chests if at all possible. Does not appear to be breathing. My dog is not barking. It is a heart synthesizer. Play well, get hearts. So what that will do is if I don't know exactly how it functions, but if you play well, it'll drop hearts more often when you clear certain rooms. I would like to get this, but it's an active item that isn't actually active, but it takes your slot. So instead, I'm going to come here and fight the boss as is. Is this foolish? Maybe. The Moonscraper is not what I want to use. I'm going to start with the Unicorn Horn and move to the Mass Shotgun if I need to. Friendship seems to be doing some work for me. I appreciate that. It's a good message, you know. Good message. Ah! That was somewhat scary, and instead of trying to roll without time to think about it, I should have just hit Q and fired off a blank. Now these ads in the Treadnought fight, they, more often than not, are where I get hit. By ads, I mean the little guys that hang out around the boss. Because they have trajectories other than the giant tank shooting at you. So I will try to focus on taking them out. Why don't I actually use double vision since, you know, I have it. I'll fire off a blank there. We'll get double vision going for like no time at all because I didn't pop it at a very convenient time. We use the Moonscraper, try to clear out some of this nonsense going on. Ah, there it is. Okay. Flawlessing the boss was probably unreasonable. At my skill level, that's probably true. Nothing I can do. Just burn through my ammo for this. I said Mass Shotgun is going to be the next one. There are so many buttons. What I should be using is Control. Because that stops time so you can... It slows down time. So that you can pick your weapon. Now the Mass Shotgun, you have to be kind of close. This is terrifying, actually. I mean, not in the actually fear way, but the this is not going to end well for me kind of way. Oh man, I'm excited about that. That's good, that's good. I'm relieved more than excited, actually. I thought I was gonna have to eat some humble pie there. Let's see. Let's take it for the Unicorn Horn. That's the oil cylinder, and as it describes there, it reloads faster. Couple of things I can do here. First of all, I'm gonna go get healed. I think that's the wise choice. This is not how I remember fairies working in Zelda, but it's probably an approximation thereof. I remember there not being anything I particularly wanted in the black markety area, but maybe I could buy some ammo if I'm particularly low on a gun that I like. It's the mass shotgun. It's pretty good. I don't think I can justify buying ammo. Alright. I may have spent more time on this floor than I needed to, but I think being thorough pays off in this game because you really only have one opportunity to get each of the chests, and they can really make or break your run. I would really like to have more than 4 hit points right now, but it's certainly better than 1. I am only hoping that I do not get the High Priest as the boss in the 4th floor. Either of the other ones, I will, even if I die to them, I'll just be like, at least it wasn't the High Priest. The High Priest has been giving me so much trouble lately. I suppose that can be thought of as a good thing, since getting to the High Priest and having the High Priest give you trouble means regularly getting to the 4th floor, which is something I could not say before. So there is incremental skill improvement happening. Just not as quickly as any of us would like, I'm sure. Oh man, I'm in so much trouble. 4th floor and beyond is where it gets ridiculous. And I suppose that'll vary by player. Some people, their skill ceiling will be a little bit different, but I can get better. I'm convinced that because I've seen the first floors so often, and that's kind of the way it works in these games, you don't get to the later floors as often as you get to the first ones, so you can kind of memorize the way the enemies work and their patterns on the first floors, to the point where you can almost automatically get through the first couple of floors without getting hit. Now, I'm in a world of hurt right now. I need to stop commentating for just a second. Regain my focus. I can't believe, well, I can. I went from 4 hearts to half a heart in the span of a room or two. Anyway, my point is that if you don't spend a lot of time on a floor, you don't get to acquaint yourself with those enemies all that well. And as a result, you can have a floor that goes incredibly well because you understand it, and then a floor like this where you just get walked on. And it can be a little embarrassing when you're, say, recording a YouTube video. Okay. I'm still alive, so that's good. I do like that the Moonscraper has a little bit of a knockback effect. That's kind of cool. I'd like to knock here. Like, at all near that thing that was shooting at me. Are we good? Are we good? Okay, we're done with that room. Oh, some kinds of nonsense are going on. No, don't let the summoner summon. That's bad news bears. I mean, of course, you also kind of, like, don't want to die in the process of trying to stop the summoner. But beggars can't be choosers, right? No, don't, no! That's it. This is where I die, probably. And that's okay. Wait, let's get the summoner first, if we haven't already. I'm gonna get quiet here. Control. Go to the weapon you want. Fire some friendship. Of course, he's back up. That's wonderful. Have some friendship. Okay, that was really wasteful ammo-wise, but I'm alive. And alive is good. So it's homing, which is good, But if you're trying to shoot a particular target, sometimes it will go to a different one. Okay. 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 Sometimes I have rooms like this where I'm like, how did I ever make it to the 5th floor, much less the dragon fight? So there's a shop down there. But is it worth probably dying to get to? I don't know. I just don't know. Double shark seems good. Maybe a bit of overkill, possibly, but overkill's kind of a thing that we need right now. I'm just gonna keep shooting sharks until the room is clear, or I'm dead. Or out of sharks. Okay, the room is clear. Now there's a chest on the other side over here. Unfortunate. No. I have no blanks. I have half a heart. And I need just a moment. I'm alive somehow? Why am I using the starter pistol? Because I don't know what gun to use. Why is there a little guy shooting little guys? Oh, this guy. No thank you. No thank you. And this seems strangely like the starter pistol, but with a little bit of knockback. It's okay. Nothing wrong with it, I suppose. This is a little stressful, but I'm actually pretty surprised that it's gone as well as it has. No keys. So this is cool. I'm hoping against hope that I A, survive, and B, get a key. I'd like to go in there, but I don't have a good way to get across the pit. So many guns. This is nerve-wracking. Nope. I kind of think I should be dead right now. Just based on the position of those bullets and the fact that they appeared to be on my face. Alright, that guy's gone. The knockback was good enough to knock him into the pit. Okay, so we're faced with a dilemma. We believe that the shop will definitely have a key in it. That means that if I can survive getting across here, I can get some more. Yay! Cool. That was nothing. I just got psyched out. An ice cube would be great. These half hearts would be great. I think I'm gonna buy everything but the ice cube. The ice cube is good because it lowers your cooldowns, but I think it's more important to get the key and the hearts, just to give ourselves the best chance of getting to the 5th floor. Cool, so I have a drum clip and I think the oiled cylinder. I don't know if there's a synergy here, but these make me think of each other. So that increases the magazine kappa? Wow. It increases the magazine capacity, but not the number of shots that you get. That won't affect this particular gun, and the wall monger will kill me. That's almost guaranteed. I just don't understand this boss all that well. I think he's still better than the High Priest. I don't know why that worked. That didn't work. But thank you so much for spending the time with me, and I hope that you have a lovely day.